Hello and welcome back to our ranged only challenge in Bannerlord. We're going to be starting with a tournament today. I know, maybe we're not going to get a ranged weapon or anything like that, but hopefully we can just, just kind of gloss over that fact. Anyway, let's just bet very quickly here. I'm actually doing alright. I've done a bunch of tasks off screen. I've done some extra little bit of trading with some horses from Askar to Sonala, and it seems to be working out quite well, to be fair. Anyway, that was an Azurai recruit, so he's obviously going to be extremely easy to take down. Oh, nice, look at that. We're leveraging our range here against the Azurai skirmisher, and he is having to move in to our hitbox, and that is making all the difference in the world for the inevitable victory that we had just there. Very good. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. I have some ranged weapons. Okay, here we go. Let's try and see whether I can actually hit with these thrown weapons. It is highly unlikely. Do bear that in mind. Yes. Okay. Utterly feeble. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, no, I actually just hit the horse. That was not exactly what I wanted to do, but if we could take him off his horse, we might have a pretty easy time of taking him down. So if we could do that, then I guess that's okay. Well, whatever the case, it seems like my friend here is actually doing a pretty reasonable job. Oh, there we go. We did some damage, at least. Now I can just do a little bit of stabby stab. Oh, wait a minute. Ooh, that was close. That was close. I think that was probably going to be a kill on his part. Oh, now that was nice. Oh, yes. Wow. For some reason, it feels like the enemies in the arena are much easier to deal with than they used to be. I'm not entirely sure why that is. But it seems like they tend to lower their guard much more often. I don't know. It's kind of a bit strange because way back when I was doing tournaments more often in the duelist series, these guys were insanely difficult. Oh, and it appears we have a named hero on our side, which is obviously perfectly acceptable. You know, it's great to have that kind of assistance. Unfortunately, it is now going to prove rather, well, deadly, because we are now going to have to fight him in the final round, if we can be successful in this one, of course. Oh yes, that was a nice hit. Can I get another one? Yes, I can. Very good. And we're getting 2 skill points in throwing every single time we actually hit, which is pretty decent. Obviously, it's so incredibly low, you would expect that anyway. Oh, nice. Okay, that was some pretty good hits right there. I'm basically just aiming to take him off his horse so that we can actually do something to him. Oh, never mind. Okay. Well, that's it. That's all she wrote. And we almost have, by the way, 100 riding skill. There was actually a huge band of looters that I fought off screen. It wasn't really that big, but basically like 20, 25 looters. And I basically just fired into the whole bunch of them from really far away. And that gave me massive riding skill increases. So that was really nice. We also did a little bit of Caravan Ambush tasks as well. The Caravan Ambushes are obviously so incredibly nice because I'm able to very quickly complete them without any issues whatsoever. I can basically just go in there and auto-resolve. Oh, had to go for it. That was risky. That was super risky. As you can see, I'm basically down at, what is that, 1 HP? It's probably 1 HP. There you go. We did get 1500 from bets, 3 renown, a little bit of a nice weapon there in the throwing axes. And that is all very well and good. And now I have realized, by the way, that I have not gone and got my brother to join us. And that is exactly what we're going to be doing in just a second. I'm going to just sell these throwing axes because it's highly unlikely that anyone in my party is going to be using anything like that. And I'm just continuing to take a look at some of these things. Obviously, upgrading our arrows is pretty much the next thing that I would like to do. But of course, leveling up our armor or upgrading our armor is definitely also going to be something that needs to be prioritized, because now here's the thing: if we go with the penalty that someone mentioned, it involves basically dropping all of my gear. Yes, it involves dropping all of my gear if I reach 10 deaths and then basically starting from 0, because let's face it, if I do die, or should we say if I do get taken out and in general maybe looted by looters or whoever I'm fighting, then it does make sense for me to lose a little bit of gear, maybe all of it, I don't know. But obviously that's a random element that isn't really taken note of here. Oh, and I actually ran all the way to Sanala without buying any horses. I actually wanted to do that at Askar. Fantastic. Alright, so before we actually go into Sanala to sell, I do have one focus point, and I'm actually thinking of putting it in trade at this moment in time, because here's the thing: if I put this in trade, then obviously it's going to increase our learning rate, and it's going to enable me, look at this, it's going to enable me to literally go almost all the way to market dealer, caravan master, and all that stuff. And I think this is actually kind of good, because if I want to get an enterprise or a workshop or something like that up and running at some point in the future, then this is definitely going to help us out. And I am just about to sell an absolutely insane amount of horses. As you can see, I actually had 17,000 up until a moment ago, and now I have 10,000. So I actually spent almost 8,000, 7,800 or something like that on horses. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go in here, and I'm very much hoping that it's going to sell for a decent amount. I'm going to try to get above... Yeah, this is pretty good. Not too bad. Okay, yeah. So we gained about 2,000. We gained 2,000 from that, which is pretty nice. But also look at the trade skill. Look at that. 8 skill points in trade. If I had more trade focus points, then obviously that would have been absolutely insane. And I would have been probably at 40 or something like that by now. But that's all right. That's all good. You know, that's all that we really need it to do. We just need it to sustain us for the rest of the time. I'm actually thinking, what do these villages actually produce? They produce fish, dates. Yeah, this is probably not the best idea, is it? Okay, yeah. So I'm thinking what we're going to do is we're going to make a journey over to Epicrotia. And if we happen to see anything along the way, then obviously we'll do damage to it, and we'll try to murder it as best we can. I'm actually wanting to just check what this task is. Do they need tools? Oh, extortion by deserters. Ooh, that could be fun. Alright, let's do it. Let's do it. Okay, yeah, so we have to wait here until they appear. There they are. And there we go. Okay, this time we have to fight for it. Okay, so we obviously have a pretty significant combat advantage, but that doesn't mean that we're not going to lose a huge amount of units. And it does give me the ability to maybe try to level up Barney's skills a little bit. So let's see where they're going to come from. They're going to come from over here, I assume. Yes, there they come. Alright. So what I'm going to do is, because this is more of a stationary map, I'm actually going to get off my horse. And we're going to do a little bit of foot archer action. And we're going to see how that goes. I've told everyone to charge in here because I have found that in these early stages, charging in is actually much more effective than just holding position, because I obviously do not have a huge amount of ranged units at the moment, and generally, even if I end up losing a couple of, well, whatever, you know, a couple of cavalry, a couple of infantry, doesn't really matter too much, because I'm perfectly happy to, well, apparently headshot my own troops again. Okay, yes. Don't even look. Don't even look. That is absolutely that is just ludicrous. That is ludicrous right there. Okay, well, whatever the case, that is really, really nice. Okay, we actually did we actually kill? Yes, we actually did kill someone that was on the enemy team this time around. Okay, fantastic, very good. Isn't it always the way that if you're firing in between your own units and the enemy's units, you're always going to make sure to get headshots on those guys in comparison to, you know, when you're firing at the enemy and all of a sudden you just can't hit anything. It's kind of the same thing for me in that particular situation. Ooh, now this is nice. Look at that. We actually get 2 desert horses. I'm happy with this. Very good. Okay, do we have anything else here that I can maybe take that is a little bit of an upgrade? No, there is nothing. So we're just going to be moving on. Thankfully, we are now done with this. Okay, 1,000 dinars. You know, I'm just going to say your people's blessings are enough because I really don't care about 1,000 dinars at this point. We have 20,000, so I'm thinking we're pretty good, you know. We're doing all right in terms of cash. And we are now training troops. Oh, do I want to train? Yeah, sure, okay. I mean, he gives me a lot of time to do this, right? So, yeah, I think it might be kind of okay. Yeah, borrow troops. We need to level up 7 of them. Yeah, 7 might be a little bit pushing it, because they generally tend to die quite often. So, let me actually just move these a little bit higher in the order here. And then we can maybe go in against a couple of looters or something like that. Are we at max, by the way, now? No. We actually leveled up. Look at that. Our clan actually leveled up. Look at that. We're now clan tier 2. That's fantastic. Okay. So Kuyas is actually where Newson is, or Nuisance, as I like to call him. And we are going to be taking him into our party. Obviously, these 2 are additional companions as well. Not entirely sure if I want to take them, though, because, oh, she's actually pretty good at bows. Ah, she's actually good at bows. Okay, we're going to take her because she's good at bows. But otherwise, he can stay, because, as I say, you know, if you're not good at bows, you're not coming in. That's all I can say. Alright, so she doesn't even have a bow at the moment, so we probably want to buy her one. Obviously, I don't have a huge amount of, well, anything, really. But, yes, maybe we can just give her some slightly better gear. I mean, I don't really have a huge amount of... Well, 20k might seem like a lot, but do bear in mind that I actually do want to get a workshop in Epicrotia. And so I'm actually just going to be buying her a simple short bow, and we'll buy her some range arrows. There we go. That is going to have to be the best that she can get right now. I mean, look at that. That's already 3,600. That's a lot, actually. That is a lot of cash right there. But I can actually sell a couple of these horses. And actually, you know what? I'm going to sell a couple more because it's actually above average market price, or above the market price that you can find at Askar. So I think that that's pretty decent. And otherwise, do we want to take anything here? Is there anything that I can actually sell at Epicrotia for a decent amount? It doesn't seem like it. I mean, it's highly unlikely that any of our people have been to Epicrotia, considering I only have 1 caravan after all. Anyway, let's have a look. Okay, Caravan Ambush. That is super, super easy. Let's try to do that. That is basically instant money, where, you know, from where I'm standing. So let's see if we can do a little bit of something here. Got to make sure to stay a little bit far away so that the bandits think that the caravan is by itself, and then I can just catch up when it's daytime, you know, because then we can actually see where they are, and there they are. Fantastic. Okay, they were even going to win potentially. The caravan might have even won that. And we're going to be taking some prisoners as well. These prisoners are pretty fantastic to sell too, by the way. I did have, like, I think 30 of them or something like that, and I eventually decided, you know what, I'm just going to sell these guys. And I sold them for, I think, like 2,000, 3,000 or something like that, which was pretty significant. So I'm quite happy with that. Seems like the borrowed troops have been murdered quite considerably here, which is not exactly great, is it? No, that is not exactly great. Okay, well... yeah, I'm actually not even entirely sure how I'm supposed to level them up the most efficiently. It's one of those tasks that I really don't do that often, and I don't have a lot of practice in it. I mean, generally, if I were to fight these guys, for example, where's these looters? There they are. Am I actually faster than they are? Yeah, I believe I am. By 0.2, actually. That's pretty good. Remember when I literally couldn't catch up to a band of any size of looters? And now look at us. We're able to chase them down, and it's still going to take over 5 minutes to get there, but still not too bad. Yeah, I think we'll just do another auto-resolve right there. I think that's okay. And they didn't get any kills whatsoever. Yeah, see, now that's the point. They actually need to get kills to be able to level up, because that was the mistake that I was making a long time ago, where I thought that the passive experience gain that you'd get just by being in a fight would enable you to level up, or it would enable them to level up. And that's how it used to work in Warband, obviously, but this is not Warband, so it's a little bit different nowadays. And we're just going to get one of those prisoners to join us, thank you very much. And otherwise, I think we're pretty much done in Azerai territory. Obviously, for now, I'm going to be heading back here at some point in the future. I would like to just probably go to ransom a couple of prisoners, obviously, but I would like to... Oh my... Now look at this. Oh yes, give me all of those. Thank you very much. Look at that. That is insane. Okay, so the only other thing that I would actually like to do is I would like to form a party. Yes, I would like to form a party. I'm not entirely sure if I'm going to be able to do that, considering my money situation is kind of teetering on the edge of whether I can even make money at this point. So I might have to do a bunch more tasks or something like that to be able to maintain our current wages. But generally, that's the thing I'm wanting to do, because that's going to level up our leadership. That is going to enable me to finally get to a point where I can get passive experience gain every single day, and that is going to help us so incredibly much, leveling up those troops without having to actually engage in combat. You know, that's really, really useful. I'm going to try and get into a battle with these 12 looters right now, and maybe I'll make a brief stopover at Charas. I would like to take a look at the trade screen as well. Oh, wait a minute. Look at that. That's a massive band of looters right there. Unfortunately, Amalgan has gone in there at the same time. What, really? He's actually giving me relation gain? I think that was the icebreaker skill. Yeah, I think that was the icebreaker skill right there, activating to give me 2 relation with that fellow. I don't think that he would have been caring one way or another whether I actually helped him or not. So yeah, there's that. Anyway, we also do need to recruit a bunch of units to be able to even, well, form a party. Because I'm thinking that that new woman that we've gotten into our party right there, I think she could probably become a party leader. But again, I'm going to need to give her a lot of units to be able to make that work. So that's obviously a bit of a problem, at least at the moment. I think we could probably make it work relatively easily if we just had an additional revenue stream. So I'm thinking that that additional revenue stream is probably going to be Epicrotia's smithy. I'm going to try and see whether it's going to give us any money. There's also another one. Wait a minute, where is that? It's in Botanian lands. Here. Yes, Maranath. Maranath actually has a pretty fantastic smithy as well, because it is right next to a village with iron ore. But it's only one, you see. It's only one. There's another iron ore village over here, which I suppose makes sense. Ah, look at that. Wait a minute. There might be a task here for us to go into this hideout. Extortion by deserters. Okay, I'm happy to do the extortion by deserters quest. I think that's pretty fun to do, considering we're actually going to be fighting different units this time around as well. We're not actually going to be fighting Azerai or desert bandits or anything like that. We're going to be fighting probably Botanians or Vlandians or something like that. I'm not entirely sure just yet. Anyway, everyone's just going to charge straight on in here. I really don't mind, as I said. And let's see if I can get some kills. Yeah, that's definitely not going to work. Why is that? Every single time I hit the record button, boom, I cannot hit a shot. Look at that. What is this? This is absolute insanity. Oh, there we go. Well, now I'm just standing here. Now I'm just standing here shooting at them, and basically it's not really skillful at all, is it? Oh well. Never mind. I mean, I can't really do much about that, can I? You know? If I happen to hit or if I happen to miss, I think at this point it's kind of more down to luck, which is kind of unfortunate, but there you go. My bow skill's actually pretty good. Look at that. I'm gaining good amounts of bow skill every single time I hit with this, which is pretty nice. I think what I'm going to have to do, though, is I'm going to have to fight harder units, or at least I'm going to have to fight larger parties. So I'm thinking I'll probably join the Azerai as a vassal, and then we'll see where that goes. But, oh, wait a minute. Maybe I can get a couple of hits. The problem with joining as a vassal, though, is that I am inevitably going to have Epicrotia's smithy be destroyed. So I'm thinking that what we might end up doing is maybe staying freelance or staying independent for an extended period of time, and then and only then, after we have a pretty large sum of money saved up, that is when we will, you know, join a faction or make our own faction or something like that. Because at that point we should have only the most elite of armies, and we'll see how that goes, I suppose. I'm actually going to be taking half of this because I don't really care too much about these people's relation with me, because I'm not going to be recruiting from them, you know, ever, basically. But yeah, it's always good to, you know, maybe get a little bit of relation here and there, so I took half of it instead. And obviously the money is going to be quite useful, potentially, to get our new enterprise up and running. Okay, oh, there's a... yes, there's a bandit base. Okay, this is what I've been looking for quite some time, because bandit base quests, they're relatively, I would say, lucrative. They're pretty lucrative, so I'm hopeful that we will be able to do this. I'm a little bit worried about it, because if a bandit gets into melee range with me, well, you can basically say goodbye, because I'm probably going to die almost instantaneously. Someone actually said in the comments, how is this a challenge? This is how I usually play the game. And, well, to that I would say, well, we have no defense whatsoever. And yes, of course, you know, in field battles and so on and so forth, I'm on a horse. But that horse can always be destroyed or killed, and then I'm basically all by myself, and I have to kind of rely on my own agility or my own ability to run away, which obviously at this point is pretty much zero, because my athletic skill is very, very low. So the jeopardy and the tense nature of going into a battle is right there, you know. So for example, even me going into this hideout right now, and bear in mind this is a forest bandit hideout, some of the most dangerous bandits that you can find, these guys are going to give me a huge problem. So we'll see if we can actually do something here. I am thinking we might go in with Newson. Yeah, I think we might go in with him. I don't know what his gear's like, though. I don't know what his gear's like. Maybe he has terrible gear. I'm not entirely sure. Oh, this is a terrible... Oh, yeah. This map is awful, by the way. This is really, really, really bad. Okay, well, we're going to tell them to charge in, and we're going to tell them to fire at will whenever they can. There's a guy. Nice. We hit him in the leg. That's exactly what we wanted. Oh, never mind. Oh, wow. Azurai Master Archer being extremely accurate and living up to their name. Crazy. I guess we can be one thing that we can be thankful for when fighting against forest bandits, and that's the fact that most of these guys don't actually have melee... well, they do have melee weapons, but they're going to be more likely to actually head into ranged combat, which is really, really good for me. I've got to be careful here, though. Because that means that, as I said before, the main danger is enemies getting into melee range with me. Because I'm not going to be able to do anything to defend myself against that kind of onslaught. But as it is, because these are forest bandits, I shouldn't have to worry so much about that. Which is pretty good, I suppose. And wait a minute, is there... Oh, no more people over there. They're probably going to be at the main camp down there. Personally, I don't like this particular hideout layout. I much prefer the hideout layout in Azurai lands. I think that is super fun, you know, having to wander through the caves, having a bunch of cover to hide behind and things like that. It really makes a huge difference to your overall feeling and overall atmosphere and immersion that you get when you head into those places. Here, not so much. It's basically just a field with a bunch of tents, which I suppose is absolutely fine. You know, it is absolutely fine to have this kind of thing, but still. Also, these kinds of things. I'm not going to be able to do this because, again, I have no melee weapon, so I won't be able to duel him. Now, here's the funny thing. I would actually do this if I had a little bit more athletic skill, but I'm not going to be doing that right now. It is going to be way, way too difficult. Ow. No. Oh, that was close. Wow. That was actually a little bit close right there. I could have died from one more shot, so obviously that would have been pretty bad. Anyway, there you go. There's 3 renown for us. I actually hope that we're going to get a decent amount of cash from this. Oh, but wait a minute. Look at that. A lot of prisoners to recruit right there, or potentially sell. It really very much depends. But just look at what they've dropped right here. They've dropped some really, really nice arrows and everything. So I'm thinking what I'm going to do is I'm going to replace these arrows with barbed arrows. And there you go. Okay, so we've got an upgrade already. We got an upgrade, and we also have this as well. We might want to take this. Yes, I think we will indeed end up wearing that because that is actually slightly better than what we were using. It gives us 1 more protection. Oh yes, I know. It is just mind blowing that we're gaining 1 more protection from that. But the rusty cleaver is going to sell for a massive amount too, which I'm very much pleased about. Look at the charm skill though. Look at that. Look at that charm skill. Absolutely crazy. How much did we actually get? 2,000, look at that. 2,000 gold for dealing with that. Yeah, see? I was correct, apparently. All my mind was actually remembering correctly that taking care of those hideouts is actually quite good in terms of cash gain. That is. Anyway, let's go into Epicrotia right here. And I'm going to speak to this guy. And that's not what I wanted to do, actually. I want to visit this guy. Yes, I don't want to just talk to him. I want to visit him because we need to go inside to the into the little into the streets. Okay, so let me actually just take a quick look here. Where is the smithy? There is already one, of course. I mean, that's what you would expect. Unfortunately, I'm relatively far away. But personally, I really love walking around the towns and everything. I feel like it is so incredibly immersive. I think that it could be a little bit more immersive if there were like random events and stuff like that were to happen. But, you know, that's maybe maybe something for the future. Maybe some update somewhere. Somewhere in the distant future, shall we say. But yeah, that would be quite cool in my opinion, just to have someone literally run up to you out of nowhere and be like, you know, help, I need help doing something or other, and these guys are trying to mug me or something along those lines. I don't know. Something like that at least. Okay, so hello there. Yeah, you are not going to be owning this in just a second. I am actually... Wait a minute. Wait a minute. No, there we go. Okay, I want to speak to this guy. Why is it so dark in here? What's going on here? Okay, yes, buy it. And we are going to still be a smithy. Thank you very much. Alright, so who's this guy? I'm looking for someone. Who am I looking for? Really? These guys? Am I looking for them? No, not really. Okay, that's actually kind of interesting. That's a new NPC that I don't think I've seen before, so that's kind of intriguing. And what else do we have going on here? What is the barber, by the way? What is the barber doing here? We should probably take a look at the barber. He's got a task for me. Come to have your hair cut, my lord, and you look for a new day? Yes, I have. You can literally change your hair once you've already started the game. That's actually kind of crazy. I like that. Okay, should we have a haircut? Let's have a haircut. Why not? Let's actually tidy up our beard a little bit, and we'll tidy up our little hair right there. Actually, you know what? Let's go for a little bit of a longer look because we had this before, right? Or this? Yeah, we had this before. So let's go for a bit of a longer look. So, you know, maybe we can see what's going on after that. And can we actually change anything else? No, we can't change anything else because that's not realistic, of course. But there you go. Yes, it's fine. Marvellous. I mean, marvellous. You cut a splendid appearance, my lord, if you don't mind my saying. Most splendid. All right, well, thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Barber. That is extremely cool. I like that. That is the kind of thing that we need to have more of in the game. Those kinds of situations where you're going to have, you know, more customization for your character and stuff like that. I think that's really fun. All right, well, whatever the case, I think we can just basically sell everything else right here. And we do want to probably give some people some gear. Oh, it seems like Newson is actually wearing some armor that I will be taking from him. Yes, indeed. I'm terribly sorry, Newson. But there you go. Don't worry. You are fine again. I've given you something. And, whoa, that's actually that's pretty good, actually. Not bad. He's wearing some pretty decent stuff. But yeah, we're going to need to get him a bow. Can we actually buy him a bow here? I think we can. Yes, we can. Okay, so I could give him a simple short bow, or I could... Oh, my. Yeah, that's the bow that you all recommended to me. Yeah, I can't use that on a horse just yet. I need to get to, what is it, 225 skill or something like that? Or something along those lines? It's 262,000. Are they serious about that cost? I mean, I guess it is the best bow in the game. So I guess that makes sense, right? I guess that does make sense. But that is very sad to me because now I'm kind of disappointed because I'm like, but what about yeah, exactly. You know, it would have been pretty cool to be able to afford that. I mean, generally, I think I would be able to afford it sometime. Because obviously that's how this game goes. Eventually you are going to get enough money to be able to buy everything that your heart desires. But in this case, yeah, that's pretty significant. All right, so I'm actually going to be selling a huge amount of desert horses here because these guys have no... Well, they have very few horses, as you can see right here. So I'm actually going to sell all of my desert horses. And that is that. There we go. We're going to be getting 7 trade skill. That is going to hopefully get us, yeah, there we go. Got us a little bit of a perk there. And we're going to be going for 15% decrease in sell price penalty for equipment, because obviously I'm not really going to be trading actual goods. It's going to be more about equipment. So I'm going to be taking that. We have 95 in riding skill. And actually, how much do I need in riding skill to be able to use a bow? On horseback? Is it actually riding skill or is it actually bow skill? I think it's bow skill actually. Where is it though? There? There? Here? Am I... Wait a minute. Is it this one? No. What? Where is it? Is it here? Oh no, I've completely lost it. I've completely lost it. I would have thought that it would be in riding or a bow skill. Have I missed it completely? I have no idea. But apparently I've missed it completely. This is going to be super nice though, by the way. Decrease mounted accuracy penalties by 15%. That is really, really good. So hopefully we'll be able to take that. But yeah, I have no idea where that particular skill is, because it seems like I have either missed it multiple times now, or I am going crazy because maybe it's not actually anywhere. There we go. Oh, there it is. I missed it for some reason. Yeah, but I was correct when I said it was 225 skill. So that is going to take a long, long time. But it's going to take a long, long time for me to get 250,000 gold, isn't it? Yes, it's going to take an extremely large amount of time. Anyway, there we go. We now finally have an enterprise up and running, a workshop, if you will. And I am actually going to go to Maranath as well, because I would like to pick up another one, if I can. Another smithy over there would be quite nice. I'm not going to be training troops for you, sir. I am absolutely awful at it, so it's probably best if you send them with someone else. Anyway, that's going to be it for this episode. I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.